What do I call myself? I guess I'm a nomad. Hey everybody, back again. This is a video some of you have requested, and I'm not great in front of a camera, I'm not a great speaker, so we'll give her a try here. This is kind of my bio, who am I, you know, what's the Living It YouTube channel about. My name's Greg. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Minnesota in 1967. I've done all kinds of different jobs. Right out of high school, I worked in a gas station and then became a telephone operator for AT&T Communications. Moved into their business sales division. Was with them just a little over 4 years, about 4.5 years, I believe. Didn't like the idea of pushing paper, sitting in a cubicle, and that kind of environment just wasn't for me. You can basically say over the next 15 years, I was trying to find myself and trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. I kind of fell into truck driving after that, and I drove truck for 12 years, and I'm still a Class A CDL license holder, and we'll talk about that more. I was born and raised in Minnesota. I lived in Florida for 13 years, and then moved back north to be closer to my daughter. I lived in North Dakota for a few years, and then back in Minnesota. Why have I chosen this life as a nomad? You might ask. I've realized over the years that I wasn't really happy with what I was doing, and in more recent years, I was working quite a bit, 70-80 hours a week, driving truck. You know, home on the weekends for either a 34-hour restart or maybe 48 hours. And I was renting a house, 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, yard, garage, and everything, and was basically renting that to house my possessions. So I was working to house my possessions, and I wasn't really happy doing that. I wanted to go out and see the country. I wanted to do more than drive by it on the interstate in a semi-truck, and I wanted to actually get out and explore it and actually experience the area and the people in those areas. So I was at a blues concert with my oldest sister, and I started looking around at people that would be the age I would be when I retired. And more often than not, they could barely move around. They were walking with walkers and wheelchairs on oxygen, and I was like, these are going to be my golden years. I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do, go out hiking, ride an e-bike, you know, explore areas, do the stuff I want to do when I get to those golden years. So it's like thinking, I've got to find a way to do this earlier. Got home from the blues concert one night, and my sister just happened to turn on Bob Wells, and I'm sure all of you have watched Bob Wells' videos. God bless his heart, you know, but, you know, I don't always agree on everything Bob Wells does and says, but a lot of what he says makes sense, and be able to lower my means and live on a lot less income and still be happy and still be comfortable made a lot of sense to me. So I pondered this for a couple more months, watching more videos, absorbing all the information I could about this. And after a couple months, I made the conscious decision to put together a 2-year plan to be able to become a nomad. This involved in padding my retirement, my 401k and my IRA, building that up as quickly as I could, paying off everything, selling almost all my possessions. What I had left fit in a 5x5 storage unit. And I've downsized 3, 4, 5 times since then, and I continue to downsize. The first year I signed only a 1-year lease on the house I was at instead of a 2-year lease. After that year, I moved out. Those possessions went in the storage unit. And for 1 year, I lived full-time in a semi-truck with my dog here, Sophie, as you can see. Let's see here, right here. She's a little nervous right now. It's raining outside, and she doesn't like that because she knows sometimes thunder accompanies that. And she gets a little upset about it. So we're just hanging out inside the motorhome today and doing our thing. As you can see on my arm, I don't know, right there, that tattoo I got with my daughter in Miami, Florida. And it says below it, "Living It," and it's similar to my stickers. Let me see if I've got one handy for you. Hold on one second here. Sorry, I wasn't prepared for that. Get one out of here so I can show it in the camera. And I'll set it up eventually. If you're interested in getting these stickers from me, I'll have them. But that's the tattoo as well. This is "Living It." Very simplistic, minimalistic, which is the way I choose to live my life right now. Living it means living your dreams, living life, going out and just experiencing everything and never having to say, "I don't have time for that. I'll try to have to do it later." I had a friend of mine had a terminal illness, was in hospice care, and the view out his window was of, I'm sorry, I get a little choked up here, was of a mortuary where his body was going to be interned. And I thought that was the cruelest thing I could ever see or anyone could ever experience. And I was like, kind of reminded me of my own mortality. And at that point, I was really sure that I was going through with this, you know, and the tattoo represented that, where I couldn't turn back. I can't explain that tattoo away. So my friend passed, and he was kind of trying to live life at the end of his life as much as he could. He went skydiving, he did trips here and there, went to go see things, that try to experience as much life as he could in those last few days and the last few weeks and months. And that was one of the deciding factors pushing me towards that, even though I didn't know what it was at the time. My plans for the future include, I'll have to go back and work camp because I'm not a rich man. I do work on a budget for my 7 months of travel. So I'm working 5 months and traveling 7. Eventually, when I learn to budget and live on a lot less, I will work less and travel more. But I'm going to take you with for the whole experience. When I go back to driving truck for 5 months, I'll take you with me, and you can kind of see what I experienced there and the hours I put in, and what trucking's like. Although I will be breaking away on the weekends and doing normal stuff like doing laundry, maybe get an overnight somewhere at a lake or a park somewhere. And I hope you stay with me on that journey. A little bit more about Sophie. She was a throwaway dog, basically. Someone dropped her off on the side of the road, and she was wandering out on the road, dodging cars, and my sister found her and picked her up and put her in the back of her truck before she got hurt. She had a split on the side of her face that went back 2 or 3 inches. She was so scared all the time that if you raised your voice around her, she'd lose her bladder control and piddle on the floor. I mean, it was just heartbreaking. I can't even imagine what she'd gone through, but she'd definitely been abused. It took 2 or 3 months of working with her before she really trusted people, and I'm trying to give her as happy life as I can. She's an incredible dog, an incredible partner, and friend to me, and I can't. She's 13 years old right now. I know I don't have a lot of years left with her, but my goal is to give her the best life I can. And she's really been enjoying it out in the desert in our travels. And she's traveled with me in the truck for about 8 years, and 7 or 8 years now. And she loves riding in the truck. She loves the people we meet and the travels and the stops we make. So if you guys have any questions or any suggestions for videos and stuff you want to hear, I listen, just like I did with this video, and I'm putting this out there and putting myself out there. I appreciate all the brand new subscribers and everybody who supports me and gives me feedback on my videos. I try to improve on every video, and will continue to try to improve. And I hope you enjoy my content. That's my goal. It's all about my subscribers. Y'all have a nice day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.